Hello everybody again. So, yeah, welcome to the start of a new fortress. I do apologize that it took a few days past what I was initially going to do, but I wanted to give people enough time, if they so chose, to get their names in to become dwarves, and I feel like we've given plenty of time to get an initial group of names in, which we did. That being said, if you are watching this video and you would like to have a dwarf with the nickname of your choosing, feel free to submit it in the comments below. You can also specify if there's a particular trade or role or function within the fortress that you would like that dwarf to occupy, and I will do my best to accommodate what you would like to see. So we don't have a name for the fortress yet, but we do have some ideas for what we want to do with the fortress, which I will be covering here very shortly. In fact, let's just do it right now. So here's the idea. Now, a lot of you did submit some very interesting ideas for what you'd like to see for this fortress and for future fortresses, and I'm always going to keep in mind the suggestions that you guys have given. So if you don't see your suggestion make its way into this first video, don't lose heart, because it could find its way in a later video of this particular series, or it might surface in a future series. So I sat down and I did some thinking about what I would like to do. Now, I want to do something a little bit different, not necessarily more challenging, but maybe more challenging. I don't know, it just really depends. One idea that was given that I really enjoyed the thought of from an RP standpoint was the kind of like thinking that, our last fortress went down in a literal blaze of glory. We had a forgotten beast who was flinging fireballs around, and we kind of cut scene on the champion Crundle Thunder fighting that forgotten beast, and a suggestion that was made was to start a new fortress with basically the bronze gods, and that was a pretty interesting idea. Even was suggested to start it in the same world. Well, I've upgraded my LNP, my lazy noob pack, so that wasn't necessarily possible, I think. But what I've decided to do is we are going to take that idea of the fact that these are the survivors. These are bronze gods who have came from the other colony. At the very least, the leader, I've decided, will be named Crundle Thunder. And Crundle Thunder has received a vision from Armok. So he's now a zealot of Armok, and he has an idea of what he wants, and it's a little bit more specific in terms of this fort. So what we're going to be doing in this fort is going to be a single layer fort, which means that we're not going to be putting any workshops, or we're not going to be putting any farms, workshops, living quarters on any floor other than the very first floor. We will be digging. We will be digging down into the cavern layers and down to find metal and such, but everything's going to be on that one layer. We're also going to be doing some outside building. Crundle Thunder has been given a vision of a mega project that he wants to do outside, and it's going to be an outside temple to Armok. So at some point in time in the future of this series, we will be doing that. We are going to... Armok has said no more of this trading mug stuff. Instead, we're going to be trading mechanisms. And Armok also said no easy mode auto labor. So we're going to try to go without auto labor. I might relent on that one. And Armok has also decreed, in a strange, his own Armok way, that we must also breed llamas. So we're going to have a llama farm. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Alright, so I have set the population cap at 80. The hard population cap is at 100. I've tweaked the percentage that can be children. The main reason I'm doing this is because I'd really like to have a fortress that could last. I'd like something that we could actually develop past just like the third or fourth year. And, just doesn't seem to be my computer, my processor doesn't seem to be capable. Either that or my planning skills, or maybe a combination of both, don't seem to be able to get us past that hurdle. And I'd still like to be able to have a decent-sized world. You know, I like the idea, the concept of having a little bit bigger world. So, let's see. So we're going to leave it, I think, on, well, let's do medium. History, we'll go short. Number of civilizations, we'll leave medium. Sites, medium. We're actually going to turn beasts up to high and savagery up to high. And we're going to look for an embark location that is a little bit more dangerous. I think that'll be fun. And then mineral occurrence, yeah, we'll just go sparse. That's fine. All right, go. And go. Karkadar, the dimension of dawning. Nice. So we're going to have to think of a name for our, for the fortress, for the video series. I don't know. You know, initially I thought of like naming the group something like the Ascension or something like that. So if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know what you think would be a good name for a group of dwarves that are being led by a zealot to Armok. So this is going to go to what, year 125, I guess? Looks like we have a lot of yellow. I see quite a bit of elves. Do see some haunted stiff. Human hamlet of Doslautu, the Tempted Hills. I see some mountains with some dwarves. That's good. I see some more dwarves over here. Lots of roads. Another haunted area right by some dwarvy stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Lots of haunted stuff. So I'm wanting to settle somewhere a little bit more dangerous. I think that'll make for an interesting campaign, especially when you consider that we're going to be wanting to do build some things outside. You know, I'm not just wanting to, you know, get into the mountain and just stay inside the mountain. I want to do some other stuff as well outside. I tinkered around with the idea of doing a completely above ground fort, and I still may do that at some point in time in the future. But I actually sat down and did some reading for this one and kind of tried to plan things out and look at some different things. And I just decided for this one, I wanted to go for something that was more challenging, but not necessarily crazy. Which, from what I read, above ground forts are, once you get the hang of them, apparently they're fine. I mean, it's labor intensive, but before that, it can be a little tough. I've never done it before, so actually what I was wanting to do is, before I actually make content for you guys to see of an above ground fort, I would like to actually practice first. I would like to run a test run just to kind of check it out for myself and see, you know, hey, these are some of the things that I'm going to have to look out for. Okay, well, let's start playing for Fortress. Preparing the game. 'Twas the month of granite when Crundle Thunder received his vision from Armok. Go forth and propagate the llamas. Alright, well. Let's see here. So we're going to want to find a desired location. Savagery. Let's go for high savagery. Evil. We'll just leave, if it comes to us, it comes to us. Elevation, temperature, we'll go medium. Rain, I don't care. Flux stone layer, yes, if we can, maybe. Aquifer, no. River would be nice. Shallow metal, we'd like to have multiple of both of these, of course. And we'd like at least a little soil. We'd like some. Clay, would be cool. But, And let's search. Hopefully we find something here. Okay, I see some green X's, 2 of them, down in the lower left-hand corner. The only bad thing there is it's not really close to... It doesn't look like it's close to any Dwarven civilizations. Which, from an RP standpoint, kind of matters, but otherwise it doesn't really matter. Wow, not finding a whole lot, are we? So it looks like we have just a few. Just a few sites here. Okay, so this little island is, on this little island is actually a site. The Hill of Flame. Well, that actually sounds very, very appropriate for this person that's received this vision, you know. The Dimension of Dawning, the Island of Tunnels. Cool. So what is this? Temperate Shrubland, Untamed Wilds, Stream, the Obscure Organ. I love the names. Like, the random names can be so funny sometimes. So in my mind, here's what I'm picturing. I'm really wanting to find an embark location that's kind of almost like bifurcated in half. Half mountain, half, like trees. Some kind of a tree land, is what I would like to find. The Risky Oceans. Nice. Nice. So this is like a stream that feeds into an ocean. Unfortunately, there's no mountain here, which kind of poos on my vision, but it is pretty neat. So let's look around and see what else we got going on. Here's one up here. Ooh, it's right by what looks to be an evil. Cold. It's cold. The Hills of Calm. Oh, there it is. That's what I was wanting to look at. The Anvil of Combat. That's pretty badass. So it's a desert. The Desert of Smiling. That has a stream next to it. What's this? So it's a temperate savanna. It's cold. Keeper baits. And the Risky Oceans. Again. How is that the Risky Oceans? It's not even connected to the ocean. Well, that's not going to work. Okay, let's go down. We might be kind of SOL. None of these spots look like they're close to a mountain. So, might have to search around a little bit more. What's this here? Risky Oceans. So apparently this whole ocean is the Risky Ocean. It shouldn't be the Risky Oceans. Or maybe it's like a confederation of oceans that all got together at a conference and said, let's call ourselves the Risky Oceans and put aside this, this whole notion of being separate entities. I don't know. The Fields of Sitting. And I don't even know what that strim is. Dwarf. The Decent Fangs. Decent Fangs, maybe? Big Fangs. Big Fangs. Risky Oceans, Fields of Sitting. Okay, so let's look over here. There's 2 different spots over here. And this actually is pretty close to a Dwarven Civ. What's this? It's on the Risky Oceans. The Hill of Myers. So it's a tropical shrubland. And then this one. The Mellow Forest, Untamed Wilds, Heavily Forested, Hot. It's a tropical coniferous forest. And then Risky Oceans again. Was there any other spots? I think that was all of them. I think it's just... Oh, no, we didn't look at this one over here, did we? Okay. Oh, yeah, we did look at that one. Okay. Well, why... I'm wondering why aren't some of these mountain ones coming back okay? Like that one. Why is that not good? Clay, little soil, shallow metal, deep metal, flux stone. I mean, that looks fine to me. Of course, it's also not on the mountain. Even though it looks like it's in the mountain, it's not. It has no mountain biome in there. Okay, so that one has a mountain biome. And a little bit of hills. What's wrong with that? What's so wrong with that? I don't know. Let's do another. Let's clear search result to find desired location. Okay, so it might be that we're not finding multiple metals. That could be what it is. a lot of times that's where you kind of have to adjust things a little bit. So let's try this. Let's just say yes on deep metal, multiple on shallow metal, because I believe really what we're trying to do, why we want multiple shallow metals, is to give us a higher chance of getting. Well, does bituminous coal even count as a metal? Might not. I don't know. It's not a metal. It's a mineral. I don't know. Fuck. Let's just search. That should return more results. It should. Because we opened up our search a little bit more. Yeah, I'm seeing a few more results. Not a lot more results, but a few more results. Okay. I'm seeing some mountains popping up now. Okay. Alright, so let's look around. First I gotta find my cursor. Okay, so we have some spots up here. What do we got? The Labyrinthine Crest Mountain. It's cold. The Brook, the Anvil. I like that name, the Anvil of Combat. That sounds very much like a place Crundle Thunder would be like. We must settle here. And then the Hills of Calm. So it's Untamed Wilds. Temperate Shrubland. Shallow metals, deep metal, flux stone, clay, little soil. Temperate, cold. I don't care about that. Oh, that might not be too bad. That might not be bad. What's the nearest dwarven civ look like? Looks like yeah, I can see some goblins right here. Got some goblin neighbors. That's fine. I don't care about that. Dwarves and humans. Wow, there's 6 different dwarven civilizations, huh? So we've got the Bearded Armory. They're right here. We're looking up here. So this is where the Bearded Armory is. The Hardy Avalanche is over here. The Confident Palace is just kind of interspersed everywhere. The Church Cave of Kings. Now that one sounds pretty cool. Since we're kind of doing a religious themed one here. And the Eternal Sling is on the southern continent. The Salves of Burning. That doesn't sound particularly good. So maybe it's a salve for burning. Yeah, I don't see where they are. I don't see any blue at all. So they might be a smaller civ. Well, I'm tempted to go with the Church Cave of Kings. They are pretty close. It doesn't look like there are any. Yeah, there are no dwarves on this mountain range, it looks like. Just a bunch of goblins around this mountain. In fact, there's a lot of goblins around this mountain. You look, there's goblins here, here, here. Yeah, there's a ton of goblins all around here. Yeah, up there, more goblins. So it's all gobbos all around here. We got, ooh, wow. Yeah, this is like haunted right here. Dwarven Civ there. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, maybe. Let's take a look around at Cliff Indicator, huh? Let's take a look around at some of these other spots. That is a definite maybe. Can we set a note there? Notices are saved only when you save, and add a note. Maybe. Can we write that? Maybe. Shit. Enter text. Maybe. How does that work out? I've never done this before. Okay. Escape. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, it marks it for us. That's a really good way to keep track of what we're looking at here. So imagine this is probably going to be very, very similar. Yeah. Biggest difference is it has a lot less forest there. So that doesn't really fit my vision. Oh, this one has a third biome. Okay, so it's got like two different sort of mountainy things going on there. Huh. About down here. Okay. Yeah. About this. No, mountain's too small there. What's all this? North Dune. Harder Sloppy. What a name. It's a rocky wasteland. That's what it is. North Dune. It's pretty cool. And like over here, you can see this is the Oblivion of Exelton, whatever, I don't know. But you can see there's a some goblins all around that spot. I'm just kind of looking around here now. I think we're going to end up going with this spot. Yeah. Grasping Desert. So basically it's a frozen desert, somewhat like the Gobi in China, and goblins have decided to inhabit it. And it's the Murky Blizzard. Wow. Now this is all haunted. I thought that was haunted, but I guess it's not. Yeah, it doesn't say surrounded. Or I'm sorry, surroundings is not haunted there. The Fresh Seduction. It's a badass name. So yeah, these are all haunted here, and goblins. Haunted with goblins. Well, these guys are, these guys right here are stinky, squeezed to the peppers of something. These guys are just friggin' badasses. They're like, it's haunted. I don't care. I don't care. Like right here, haunted. There's like, pfft, whatever. We don't care. We're hardy. We're dwarves. We can take care of ourselves. Nice. I always get fascinated when I look at these things. I always like to look around and see where I can find like a necromancer. A necromancer, Because there's one right there. Right there. The Systemic Path. They're right next to the Respectful Spine. They're right next to it. Neat. Neat, neat. Who are these guys? I wonder if that's the Salves of Burning. Might be. Because whenever I go through these sieves here, that doesn't show up anywhere, so that might very well be them. That's just them by themselves. They're a hardy lot. Okay, well, let's go up here. And ooh, here's another necromancer. Right here, baby. Nice. Nice, nice. Yep, you can see these guys' tower right there. So we're not too far away. Probably far enough away to where he can't really get to us or anything, but we have a necromancer neighbor. Alright. So, did we get everything that we wanted here? No elves, huh? We might still get trade caravans, even though they're not our neighbors. The Anvil of Combat. It's Untamed Wilds, which I wanted. It's got woods, moderate vegetation, so we'll be able to do some... I'm also planning on doing some above-ground farming as well for some different things. I've never really done that too much before, so I'm going to be experimenting with it. Cool. Clay... okay, little soil. It's good. As long as we have some soil on our first layer, I'm happy. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, well, let's Nebulatron. Interesting. Let's prepare carefully. We're going to do that in our next episode. So this one's already ran on a little bit long. So remember, if you want to get a dwarf named, then feel free to comment below. And if you have an idea, I'm not sure if we can name our group after the fact. So, if you have an idea, feel free to share it. But otherwise, we may not be able to use it. But I would like to hear your ideas. I always enjoy hearing your thoughts. So, until next time, game on.